But I do want to just get a moment for the St. Louis University Athletic Director, Chris May, to come forward and say a few words before we officially kick this off. Thank you, Chris, and thank you all for joining us, whether in person or virtually tuning in, and welcome officially to our panel as we have so many exciting things going on across sports right now, across the conference right now. You think about volleyball championships, the men's soccer team preparing to kick off the first round of the NCAA tournament tonight, the women's soccer team off of their successes, and also in the midst of that, we're celebrating 50 years of Title IX, which is really not that long. So just the opportunities that we're able to have, these conversations that we're able to have, and before we get fully into Title IX, I first want to give you guys a chance to share, as we have our bios on paper, and I know we talked about this a little bit before we started, there are things that are on there or maybe not on there that are a little bit different from something that maybe missed. But I love that as you guys each mentioned, these are different aspects that make up who you are, some things that you've learned, some things that you found out about yourself, that beyond the accolades, the accomplishments, and even all the great things sports brought us, they allowed us to have these experiences that you guys have each shared. So I'm going to start with you, Angie, and I want to ask, what does Title IX mean to you as a person, as a former athlete, as someone still involved with the next generation? What does Title IX mean to you? As you touch on staying connected in sports business top 40 under 40, honoring that you have on your resume, and just still being able to be connected with sports in some way, and each of us are in some facet connected with sports after we retired and stopped playing. And Kristen, I have to toss it to you with your volleyball background, your basketball background, all the All-Americans and honors and awards that you received, and still being able to be connected in the community, not only the sports, but the community that helped really pave the way for you. How has it impacted you in life after sports? Yeah, and you hit on a lot of things there that I really enjoyed. And one is the fact that, as you grew up in sports, you still were witnessing the evolution of sports. And now in the next generation, your kids have a totally different experience than yourself. And I can agree with that. I think about name, image, and likeness. And I'm going to definitely bring this on down to you, Christy, because you were an athlete that had an opportunity to really take advantage of that opportunity and take advantage of what the NIL brought when it was announced last summer that student athletes like you, like yourselves, have a chance to use their name, image, and likeness for other opportunities, financial, business, whatever that may look like. So for you, being a part of that evolution and change of sports, talk about, as the youngest on the panel, how that impacted and helped influence your career. Before we get into our final segment, I do want to tell you guys we are nearing some Q&A portion. So if you have any questions, I know I'm giving you a heads up, so you have time to think about them. So I'm not putting you on the spot, but I do want to get into like a lightning round and give you guys some quick questions and give your first quick, whatever is that initial answer that comes to mind, and we're gonna rapid fire it right down. Weather the storm was something our coach used to always say. It was in like every pregame scouting thing, and what it means is the first 5 minutes are gonna be tough, but you weather the storm, we get through it, and then we settle in and go to work. And it still applies to a lot of things that I do. I find myself, we made fun of him so much. It'd be on like the whiteboard, weather the storm, like, ugh, again. But I get it, because in life you have to weather the storm. There's gonna be those chaotic moments where it's like an onslaught of things. And if you get through those 5 minutes, 10 minutes, year, whatever that time may look like, it'll settle down. So I know we are at the end, and I want to just thank our panelists for bringing some great insight, bringing some tremendous answers to questions you guys asked, very thought-provoking questions. And to your question, and exactly what jumped out at me is, yes, it's been 50 years, but there's still more to be done. We still can improve, and I see it every day working in sports that, wow, there's a lot of things I didn't even realize as a student athlete that now I see. I'm like, oh, I was getting the short end of the stick. Like you said, I'm like, wait a minute, I was a professional soccer player. Where's my professional stuff? So now our eyes are open. We're aware. We're talking about it. We're posting about it. We're keeping the conversation going just like we're doing here today, because we have to keep improving to make sure that the next generation is having an incredible experience, even better than the ones that we're having. So thank you guys so much. Good luck, and have a great rest of your evening.